Let us now accept an integer n and print its factors. So what we do is we have a loop which runs from 1 to n and then checks the divisibility, and if divisible it prints that particular loop variable. So the val is from 1 to n. Now we have to check for each iteration whether n is divisible by val. So to check divisibility, we use modulo operator, that is remainder operator, percentage symbol. So when n modulo val is equal to 0, then it means it is divisible. Please note, we are using double equal to, which stands for equality operator. Single equal to is just assignment operator. So now it is divisible, so print the value. So let us run the program. So for 100, it prints all its factors. Here, if we observe, after 50, there are no other factors other than the number itself. After 50, the only factor is 100 itself. For all numbers, there will be no factor from off of it till that number. So we can make use of that property and reduce the number of iterations. Here when n is equal to 100, the loop is executed 100 times. Okay. So now we are going to make off the times, right? So we are going to say val is less than or equal to n by 2. So now let's execute the program. Here it will print only till 50. 100 is being missed out. Let's anyway run it and check it. So now it is printing till 50, but 100 is missing. So what should we do? Simple. After the loop, because anyway you know a number is going to be a factor of itself, so just print n. So now you are reducing the number of iterations to off, and also you are getting all the factors. Let's execute the program. So it prints all the factors from 1 to 100. Can we reduce it further? Yes. So if you look at the factors, we can observe this, that till square root of that number. What is the square root of that number? It is 10. So just put a marker here. If you see 100, it is 1 into 100. They occur in pairs, 1, 100. 2 is a pair for 50. 4 is for 25. 5 is for 20. 10 is for 10 itself. Okay. So what we can do is, we can iterate only till the square root of that number. If we iterate till square root, we can obtain the other factor using n by that whatever factor. So when you get 1 as a factor, right, you can get 100 by saying 100 by 1, which gives 100. When you get 2 as a factor, you can say 100 by 2 and get 50. When you get 4 as a factor, you can say 100 by 4 and get 25. When you get 5 as a factor, you can say 100 by 5 and get 20. When you say 10 as a factor, you can get 100 by 10 is equal to 10. But we are getting it in the reverse order. Okay. So when you get 1, you get 100. 2, you get 50. When you get 4, you get 25. When you get 5, you get 20. When you get 10, you get 10. Of course, you have to check whether both are equal. If it is equal, you should not include. Now, we need to print the factors in the reverse order from 20, 25, 50 and 100. Okay, we will take care of that. So, now to store the factors that are after the square root, we will have an array. So, we will initialize the array size as n by 2 and we will have the index as -1. -1 indicates no value has been stored yet. Now, we are saying val star val less than or equal to n. So, just now we discussed we need to go only till square root. So, let's assume the val is less than or equal to square root of n. So, this is LHS and this is RHS. So, square both. So, val star val is less than or equal to n. Because square root you are squaring, it comes n. So, that is what we have given here, right? So, that is the condition we have enforced in this loop. So, now we are printing the value, that is the factor, and the pair of the factor. We are storing it in the factors array. So, we are saying plus index because it is -1. So, it has to come to 0 so that it is a valid index. N by val, because we saw that the pair can be obtained using n by that particular factor. But we have not yet catered to the condition where the number is a perfect square. In 100, 10 was a pair to itself. So, now this printf n is not needed because already n will be a pair to 1. Okay. So, now we print all the factors which are less than or equal to square root here. So, we come out of the loop, okay, and print the factors which are after the square root of n. So, here we are printing the value in the reverse order because for 100 will be there, but 100 must be printed in the end. So, let us execute this program. Now, we can see that 10 is printed twice. All other factors are fine. So, we need to have a condition here when we are adding it to the factors. So, we will have this condition, which means the factor val is not the square root of that particular number. Okay, you are checking for that. So, in all other scenarios, the factors will be added. So, now let us execute the program. Now, you can see that 10 is printed only once. So, what have we achieved? For 100, now you are iterating only till 10. Otherwise, in n by 2, we would have iterated the loop, that is the loop would have been executed 50 times. So, for a huge number like 10 power 6, we need to iterate only 10 power 3 times because for 10 lakhs, the square root of 10 lakhs is 1000. So, this is a huge improvement. Thanks for watching.